Once again, welcome back. Welcome back to True Streets. From True Streets, I could have been a pastor. Can you relate? How's everybody doing once again this evening? Pray everybody's straight. Pray everybody's fine. Pray everybody has blessings out there. Everybody's family is well. The kids is good. Jobs is doing everybody good. And as we get into the topics of the night, we're going to do a little bit of bouncing. Just like this beat right here. This is a beat right here from back in the day. It's J2092. The beat that my nephew started working on before he was, how can I say, he was killed. He was shot in Cincinnati. But couple of us touched on this beat, finish it up, but it was made like 2 or 3 different ways. This is one version of it. I think Mike did a version of it. I did like 1 or 2 versions of it or whatever. I don't know if House did or whatever, but anyway, we're going to talk about our past a little bit as far as, the way we came up. You know what I'm saying? And well, if you don't know, like I said, my name is True Streets. That's my professional name. And it's like I was born and raised in Camden. Before I was a teenager, we moved to the South, South Carolina, where my grandma was, Columbia. And we stayed pretty much in South Carolina until I was like just turned 9. And then we relocated back to New Jersey, back to Camden. And I lived in Camden, New Jersey till I was 22. Then was over Philly, then moved back to South Carolina, been in the South ever since. I'm currently 52 years old. I left Columbia, South Carolina in 2012, and I'm currently up here in Hickory, North Carolina. So now going into depth. When I grew up, we was in a way different time. We didn't have all the technology that they have of the day. And we technically didn't have all the problems that they have of the day, although a lot of our lives was worse off than they are now. Meaning I belong to a gang, I've sold drugs, I've had firearms, I've used firearms, I've been chased, I've been threatened, I've had guns pulled on me, knives pulled on me. I've been to jail, prison, I even been extradited for my crimes. I've been offered 40 years. I've been offered 25 years. I've been offered 20 years. In the court system, say I'm a chef. And I pretty much had a wild life. Whereas in the drug game, I don't got to go into detail, but all drug games to different levels are the same thing. Everywhere you go, it's pretty much my version of your story. So I don't have to get into that part. But somewhere down that line of me moving to the South, I started losing my street ways. And that bothered me to a degree because I was always that cat, you know what I'm saying? I was always in the hood. I wasn't the number one man, but I was always well known, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I started changing my ways, and I noticed I was getting older. Physique was changing. Women didn't respond to me like they used to. And, life, changed the card plan away from what I thought I was dealt. Then kids came, and baby mama number 1. Baby mama number 2, wife rather. Now baby mama number 3, and here I am 52 years old with a 2-year-old. single, alone. And I never thought that I'll be alone at 52, especially when I got married in my 30s. So, yeah, got married in my 30s. So, who thought I would be single, in my 50s? And then I said, okay, single, you 52, but you single. You ain't too far off looking, you know what I'm saying? But now, I have children. And my children stay with me. And it's not the same level when you're by yourself and you can dip and dab. You can't dip and dab when you're a grown-ass man and you got a house full of children. Then you got to pick the women that you talk to because every woman ain't good around your children. So you tend to, I tend to not press the issue towards women, and then I'm like, okay, I'm so used to women buying me drinks. This is the truth. Buy me drinks and take me out and get shit for me, you know what I'm saying? And my pockets was always loaded at these times. I done been on, where's the head, let me pay. No, I got it. Or I'm sitting with my homeboys, and it might be 10, 15 of us at the club or the bar. And next thing you know, a drink comes to me. So that shuts down the end or whatever. Excuse me. So I've had a good life and a crazy life. But like I said, it's changed because now the things that I loved, those are the last things that I'm doing. And I'm like, when it come down to club, okay, I've done so much clubbing in my days. That's not one of my things I'm missing. I really don't miss that part. But I miss the part about when I came into the club with my homies or whatever. It was a time, and this is honest to Yahweh. Truth. We used to go in the club, and I used to pick which one I was taking home at the end of the night. And we'd leave with that specific one. It was times where I would get on the dance floor, and women would come up and just wipe the sweat off my body. A couple of them on my page, so they know I'm not lying. If they they look at this episode. It was times when I was the guy, get ready to leave the club with a homeboy. A female approached me from somewhere throughout the night at the very end of me leaving and say, leave with me. I jump in with them, and before I can get off with them, someone else is calling me to come there. And I'm talking about not just one, I'm talking about numerous within the same 20, 30 minutes. I was that guy that my life was like I say, I lived a billionaire's life in the hood, and I didn't have all that money. Didn't have all them fancy cars. I had my share of cars. I had my share of motorcycles, my share of clothes and jewelry. I mean, I was dazzling, but I was not no Louis Vuitton moneymaker. Excuse me. And I mean, I would come around, and even into my hood where I lived, the women come out of jail, got all the women. I didn't even go to jail, get all the women. And now that I'm 52, I'm like, okay, I started wearing my bald head back when 12 Pay was still playing. I had to be about 23 when I shaved my head and been rocking a bald head ever since. And so when it comes down to that, and I've always had some hair, facial hair, usually more or less in the goatee, but facial hair, none the same. So I got a couple of braids. But I literally, if you went back and look at my pictures from 30 something years ago, 20 something years ago, I looked exact fucking same. If I was, how they say, put some Cocoa number 34, number 3 in my beard, I would look exactly the same. Literally. I've looked at the pictures. And so I'm like, so what makes it different how the women find me now than the women found me then? And I'm like, okay, you change a little bit because you mature a little bit, right? But these aren't the same women that we was dealing with 20 something years ago, as I come to find out the hard way. Their liberal changes and their community changes has hurt the single life relationships. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these single people know what I'm talking about. It's like when it was the shit to be single and people was throwing themselves at single people. Now, unless we just backdoor people, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then you get to creep in the back door with somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? What happened to the respect they used to give single people? I'm sorry. I mean, these are my opinions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just would like to know what changed it. What made y'all think that single people ain't got feelings? I'm just joking, but I'm saying, right? Y'all comment. These is my opinions. These is my thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? I would like to hear what y'all got to say. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Come back to the single people. Come away from the dark side. Let us in there. Talk to us, baby, now. And all that other stuff y'all be saying. You know, it's good to laugh. It's good to crack jokes. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good, and I'm hoping to make somebody else feel good. But on a reality tip, yeah, you know, single life ain't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And so, being single in 2021 can be a challenge when you're 52 years old and you have half-grown kids, all the way down to babies. So, my advice to you is sit back, enjoy the roller coaster, because you're going to get one. I'm riding it today, but I ain't going to let nothing take my smile away. So once again, this is your friend, your family, True Streets. From True Streets, I could have been a pastor. You all have a blessed evening. You all keep smiling. And remember what I say. When I look my face to the right, if you don't know me by now, you already know what time it is.